Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
The views and opinions expressed on Trudging Together are solely those of the host, co-host, and our guests. They do not necessarily reflect the views of any organization, fellowship, or other entity, and definitely not your boss, your neighbor, or that one guy in your home group. The content of this program is not intended to replace medical, psychological, or professional advice. If you're looking for that, please seek guidance from qualified professionals who spent way too many years in school. What you'll hear here is based on lived experience, recovery journeys, and the occasional bad coffee-fueled joke. Trudging Together is not affiliated with any 12-step fellowship. We are simply people sharing our stories and walking this path together, one day at a time. Thank you for joining us, and remember, recovery is serious business, but that doesn't mean we can't laugh along the way.
Trudging Thursday. There's all the enthusiasm you're getting for the day. So, good morning. Hi, Amber. Good to see you. Sorry, I've been doing these a little bit earlier. I've been having to get up a little bit earlier each day because tomorrow I got to be up real early for a minor surgery. I'll be there at 7:30, and I don't even know what 7:30 a.m. looks like anymore. So, yeah. Probably won't even be hitting my own regular meeting today. That'll be weird. I think it'll be the first time I have not been to the grassroots meeting. Sometimes life makes me sad. I'll see people that used to be around and they're still around, but they just don't care about you no more. It happens in the program a lot. They just kind of disappear. Makes you wonder if you did something wrong, or it makes you wonder. Makes me wonder. So, and then I get upset and want to do something about it. I'm not going to do anything. I already did what I'm going to do today. Yeah. Let's just say the executive director of Signal's not going to have the best day. We'll just put it that way. Well, he might. Depends on how he takes what I sent him. All right. So, I don't really that much that I have to talk about for pregame here. Life can be tough sometimes. You're gonna wonder where you fit into the grand scheme of things. You're gonna wonder if you did something. You're gonna go through these things. All right. I think Rule 62 probably applies in that case, not taking ourselves so darn seriously. As an alcoholic, I can tend to go to an extreme and look into something more than it needs to be. Yeah. So. All right. You know what time it is. It's 10:30 exactly. All right. It is time for Dion's daily jokes. You're on a horse riding full gallop. Next to you is a giraffe at full gallop, and behind you is a lion on your tail. What do? Get off the carousel. That's not bad. I have a horse named Mayo and mayonnaise. Mayonnaise. I don't like mayonnaise. No, thank you. Sour cream's even worse. All right. It's sour. Why would you want it? What family does a zebra belong to? Can't say. None of the families in our neighborhood owns a zebra. I thought that was going to be better. What is the cutest creature in the sea? A cuttlefish. I wonder what a cuttlefish looks like. Let's go do that. Picture of a cuttlefish. All right, here it is. Here's a picture of a cuttlefish. Are you ready? Are you ready? That's a cuttlefish. You want some interesting facts, some fun facts about the cuttlefish? Let's do it. One, cuttlefish have not one, not two, but three hearts. Cuttlefish have truly impressive vision, chameleons of the sea. There are over 100 species of the cuttlefish. All right. All right. See, this is where ADHD comes in handy. I could keep going if you want. I could zoom on down that rabbit hole. We'll do one more. What do you call an elephant in a telephone booth? Stuck. Call him stuck. All right. Well, welcome to Daily Trudge. My name is Dion. I'm your host. Today and the foreseeable future. Join us later today at 2 o'clock Mountain Standard Time. Tyler will be joining us. Today. Well, it'll most likely happen. I gave him the choice because we couldn't meet last week. So I gave him the choice if he wants to sit down and talk or if he wants to go live. It's up to him. If you're here, please say hello, whether you're watching the live or the rewatch. But he is kind of a consistent guy. So I'm pretty sure we're going to be doing the live because he enjoys doing those too. All right. So Amber says only the flamboyant cuttlefish is known to be toxic. Nice. See, we need this information. Okay. So don't go be hugging on cuttlefish. Don't do that. It's a joke. All right. It's just a joke. All right. We're the Daily Trudge. I do have other things in case you don't know. Have you ever been to trudgingtogether.org? Yep, that is our website. I have a lot of podcasts there. There's the 12 by 12 series. There's Big Book Thumping. And there is a ton of podcasts of personal stories that I think you would absolutely enjoy. So check out trudgingtogether.org today or tomorrow or whenever it's convenient for you. A lot of people like to put that stuff on and travel. Yeah. I get listened to on trains a lot. Yeah. I'm the train recovery dude. I'm your morning commute to wherever you're going today. It's going to be bright and sunny here in Denver today. Next, we'll have traffic. Yeah, I work from home. There is no traffic. Okay. Thank you, Bob. All right. I really don't feel like doing this. I'm kidding. I'm just having fun because yesterday I was kind of depressed today. I just don't really give a fuck. I mean, I care what happens to people and stuff, but I really don't care. All right. I mean, I care, but not in the caring that people think, we've all heard it. If it works, you work it, but how often do we forget the second half? So work it. You're worth it. Huh. When I first came into AA, it was keep coming back, it works. And then we started to add on, keep coming back, it works if you work it. All right. That came about 10 years later. And then after 10 more years, it took about 30 years to get the whole thing. I'm just giving you a little history on how we end the meeting. Keep coming back, it works if you work it and you're worth it. A lot of people have a lot of sayings afterwards, right? Keep coming back. But mainly we want you to come back, even if you're shy, if you're meek. Go to a Zoom meeting, hide behind the camera. You can come to Grassroots, hide behind your camera for a little bit. We're not going to give you any crap. We are going to ask you if you want to share every now and again. We will do that, but we're going to let you do it in your time. But at the same time, we're going to try and encourage you, right? So you're worth it. Now that when we do that, that's our cheering section at the end. We've had a good meeting. The only bad meeting that I've really gone to is one when I had a bad attitude. But I can usually get something even out of the worst meeting as long as I'm staying open-minded. Right? Right? It's not about perfection. It's about action, prayer, honesty, and service. Recovery is a daily program. It only works if we show up for it. And service work is one of our pillars. Without service work, okay, and there's service work and then there's 12th stepping. I kind of keep these separate. A lot of people lump it together. It is lumped together, but I like to keep it separate for me. Okay. Now the big book, it explains that the 12th step and sponsoring kind of go hand in hand, service work and sponsoring. And absolutely it does. For me, I keep these separate though. It helps keep me a little bit more balanced. Now there are things that I need to watch out for. Big shotism. Uh, the number one thing is making sure that my sponsee or the person that I'm helping is not dependent upon me. That cannot happen. What the most that I can do is become an accountability partner, an accountability buddy. That's what I can become. Hey, send me a text each night that you're still sober. This helps with accountability. Right. So that's the first thing that I need to watch for. The second thing that I kind of need to watch for, as far as I go, is the amount of sponsees I take on at once, or the amount of people that I am trying to help at once. Right? This can lead to burnout. This can lead to you not wanting to do the program. It'll lead to, oh, I've had so much of the program, I'm not going to go to a meeting today. Right? And these are the consistencies that we need to stay with. Okay. If that's what's going on, then hit a different meeting. Just hit some random meeting. It'll work. It'll work. And Zoom's great for that. Zoom is great for that because then you're going to hear different people, right? When you're in that mood, going to your regular meeting, you're just going to be Mr. or Miss Bitchy. I would, because I'm used to these people. I know what they're going to say, right? Because I do too. I tend to say the same things over and over again till I find some new fun thing to say, and then I beat that into the ground. Right. So it is not a matter of giving, but when and how. And we must think of ourselves here, right? Because you need balance in your life. You need things in your life for that balance, and you deserve it. Absolutely, you deserve it. You deserve happiness and peace and serenity. I know I do too. I'm not feeling it right now, right? So when we stop working it, the ego creeps in, man, you know, and life starts to feel better. Yesterday, I was talking with a couple of people at the end of the meeting, and we were talking about how January is our busiest month for newcomers. Okay. And this is the way I watched this since 1989. And every year, the same thing happens. January, we get a flood of people coming in. Everybody screwed up during the holidays, DUI checkpoints. Oh, you ruined the holidays. You need to go to. Okay. The voice on my wife's phone sounded like my voice, but it wasn't mine. So it threw me off for a second. All right. So there's all these things that happen in January, and then New Year's resolutions. So January is our biggest month. Now, what happens is 3-4 months go by and things are going really well. Life is getting better. Things are happening. And then Mother's Day hits. And this is what I call a trifecta. It's the weekend. We're lucky Mother's Day isn't on a Friday, or it'd make it even worse. It's the weekend. You're feeling good. It's a holiday. And it's nice outside for the first time in a while. And you're coming out of your shell. And yeah, Mother's Day is the number one relapsing holiday. That is purely speculation. It is an educated guess. Okay. I did not get that from anywhere. It is just something that I have noticed in the world, right? That I've noticed in meetings, right? So now here's the thing is AA is like muscle memory. Okay. It's kind of like working out. Or I'm not a big gym guy, so that's a bad example. Let's take drumming. Now when I first started drumming, I was crap. I could go dunk, 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 right? And what I did is I went to the internet, which actually gave out the right information back then. And so I logged in. It's when I was 31. I mean, we didn't quite have the internet we have now. Right. What I did is I pulled up how to learn a 4 beat. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. I'm glad Google says that, but I think that they're incorrect. Good on Google. Google also gives. I mean, I could see that, but they're wrong. Okay. I could see that, and actually, I agree with it. But here's the thing: they're not taking something into account, and that is the time in which things happen. If if you have a percentage of people that have already left by then, right? They've already left by then. What about people that relapse on Mother's Day, but they came back, and then New Year's, Thanksgiving? But I could see how Christmas, Thanksgiving would be the biggest one. But that is usually, but then that's when they screw up the most and come back in January. So thanks for that, Amber. I appreciate it. I'm still going to go with mine though, because I want to be right. I'm just doing it so that I'm right. All right. So then I had to learn a 4 beat. You guys just take it as a joke. I don't think I'm right anymore, but I do see the observation. So keep an eye out for those people come up Mother's Day. How about that? All right. So I had to learn a 4 beat. Then I had to learn tripolies, and I had to learn all these different styles. Right. And what is it? It's muscle memory. The best advice somebody gave to me when I was learning how to play drums was, okay, you got that beat. Now you need to learn to play that beat and order a 5-course meal at the same time. Then you'll have it down. And they were right, because it's muscle memory, right? And I would start playing songs. I'd repeat, 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 repeat. And then before you knew it, I didn't have to think about what I was playing next. It was automatic. AA is the same thing. Now, let's say I don't play drums for 2 years. Well, I'm going to be a little rusty, aren't I? I'm going to be rusty. But if I continue practicing 15 to 20 minutes a day in 2 years, I'll be a lot better. Right? So, sorry, I just feel like a lot of things in my life are failing right now, including the Daily Trudge. I'm trying to keep my attitude good, and you know and stuff, but it's kind of hard to do sometimes. Yeah. So we're gonna go to this. Someone once said that the mind's direction is more important than its progress. If my direction is correct, then progress is sure to follow. Mm, that So what they're saying here is, if I'm not worried about making progress, and instead what I do is do what I need to do, then the progress will come. I don't really need to worry about how much progress I'm making, as long as I'm making some kind of progress, right? Progress is sure to follow. We come to the program to receive something for ourselves, but soon learn that we receive most bountifully when we give to others. Yep. Our saying is, You can't keep it unless you give it away. That's our saying. And it's a nice simple saying, and it is true. Uh, if the direction of my mind is to give rather than to receive, then I'll benefit beyond my greatest expectations. The more I give of myself, the more generously I open my heart and mind to others, the more growth and progress I'll achieve. Am I learning not to measure my giving against my getting, accepting that the act of giving is its own reward? Yeah. So, are you giving without any expectation of return, or are you expecting something in return? Right? Not everything in life is this way. A lot of relationships are give and take basis, but when it becomes an expectation of the giving and taking, that's when it starts to turn into something else. Amber and I very much have a give and take relationship. Yesterday, I was in a worse mood. She was able to be there for me. A couple days before that, she was in a worse mood, and I was able to be there for her. So, see, we're not all sick on the same day, right? That's the give and take that we have. That, hey, this day I'm giving to you because it's my turn, right? And then what's going to happen is down the road, then it's going to be you that's kind of in a bad place, and those people help you out. Right? And that's how we do things. I don't expect it. Okay. And I try and spread my tent stepping around a little bit. I try not to go to one person all the time with my tent stepping. Um, I usually do it by gut feeling who's best to go through this with. Okay, well, so and so I think has been through this situation. They'll probably be able to help me out best. And so instead of thinking of the problem, I'm looking for the person that can help me with the solution. All right. Today I pray, may I not lose sight of that pillar of the program, helping myself through helping others in our purpose of achieving comfortable sobriety. I like that, achieving comfortable sobriety. I know I talk a lot about, you know, not being comfortable in your program, but you can get to a point where you can be comfortable in sobriety, even though things are going on. Good morning, Claire. It's good to see you. All right. May I feel the marvel of giving and taking and giving back again from the moment I take the first step. May I care more deeply about others maintaining their freedom from chemicals, and may I know that they care about me. It's simple and beautiful. It's a simple and beautiful exchange. Today I'll remember give and take and give back again. It doesn't always work out that way. Okay. It doesn't always work out that way. Sometimes there'll be people that get what they need from you and they disappear. And that's okay. It's all right too. They got what they needed. Sponsees are usually a good example of that. Right. Now we're gonna go jump into working with others here. Give you a little bit more because I haven't really been on topic here. So we're gonna go to this part. Actually, I don't think this part is in this part. I actually think that it's not a matter of when and how to give is actually in the family afterward. No, there it is. There it is on page 98. Okay. So let's just go ahead and start right there. So I'm going to be on the first full paragraph of page 98. And I'm going to let you know that I was actually going to wrap up, but a few more people showed up. And I want them to be able to have their time here also. They came for some fellowship, so we're going to do that. All right. It is not a matter of giving that is in question, but when and how to give. That often makes the difference between failure and success. The minute we put our work on a service plane, the alcoholic commences to rely upon our assistance rather than upon God's. This is dangerous. It is. You know, and it might not be you doing it, but we do have to watch for this. Right? Sometimes you'll get people coming into a group and really all they're looking is to put a roof over their house. Roof over their house, a roof over their head. Happens quite often. People are looking for stuff in there. Sometimes we help, sometimes we can't. You know, and that's going to be between you. I'm not going to tell you what to do. Some people let other people live in their homes, some people don't. Some people keep alcohol in their house, some don't. That is all your choice. That's your choice. Yeah. Right? He clamors for this or that, claiming he cannot master alcohol until his material needs are cared for. Nonsense. Some of us taken very hard knocks to learn this truth. Job or no job, wife or no wife, we simply do not stop drinking so long as we place dependence upon other people ahead of dependence upon God. Sorry, something happened yesterday. And now every time the word God comes up, it's just popping into my head. And just really disappointed about something. All right. Burn the idea into the consciousness of every man that he can get well regardless of anyone. The only condition is that he trusts God and clean house. You know, the first time I got sober, I was 18 years old, and I lived in a place called the Phoenix Concept. It was a halfway house for homeless alcoholics, and they got sober. I watched people go through really, really hard things, not having a roof over their head or clean clothes or a toothbrush or a phone, and I've seen them get sober. I've seen them work the program, and invariably their life got better. Now, sometimes we help out with this, right? I'm a housing first person because if I have a person who wants to get sober and I put a roof over their head, I've increased their chances by 20%. And I'm okay with that. What if they go drink? What if they go drink? What if what? What if a lot of things? Well, they might go out drinking, then that's going to be no, that's no. What you mean? They might have a slip. They might. Okay. But that house, that roof that you put over their house, God, I keep doing that. That roof that you help put over their head, they're going to feel accountable for you, to you on that. And there's that accountability. Does it always work? No. No. Does it usually work? I don't know. I don't know the stats on that one. And I'm not even going to guess on that one. I'm going to say yes, though. I mean, in my experience from the past, I don't know how it is today, though, right? So, now the domestic problem, there may be divorce, separation, or strained relations. When your prospect has made such reparations as he can to his family and has thoroughly explained to them the new principles by which he is living, he should proceed to put these principles into action at home. That is, if he is lucky enough to have a home. And what is that? And that is the living amends. They're explaining the living amends right there. Claire says, what book was that before you went to the big? Oh, I'm sorry. It was today's reading a day at a time is what it was. Usually I announce that. Sorry about that. Though his family may be at fault in many respects, he should not be concerned about that. He should concentrate on his own spiritual demonstration. Argument and fault finding are to be avoided like the plague. In many homes, this is a difficult thing to do, but it must be done if any results are to be expected. It persisted in for a few months. The effect on the man's family is sure to be great. The most incompatible people discover they have a basis upon which they can meet. Little by little, the family may see their own defects and admit them. These can be discussed in an atmosphere of helpfulness and friendliness. And that's that's the point I've gotten to with my family, with my kids. Right? Not all my family. Some aren't ready. Right? But I will. I'm sorry. I'm just seeing what. Okay. A couple of things that I have noticed when both the alcoholic and the person being affected, the significant other, are working some kind of program or trying to be better, things like this usually tends to work out because the person that loves the alcoholic, they love them and they love them for a reason. They don't want to give up on them. They love them. That could be really, really hard, you know, because we're not necessarily bad people. We're usually pretty good people. We want to be, but that alcohol just makes us do stupid shit, man. I don't know why. Doesn't really matter why, because I don't drink anymore. Right? Um, this is a family disease, and it should be treated accordingly. I don't just, I don't believe in just AA. I believe in Al-Anon. I believe in Alateen. I believe in the 12 steps. Yeah. Claire says these were the pages I read a lot of because I almost went from my home today to sober living because all the chaos around me getting sober. I'm grateful for these 2 pages. Yeah, uh, I would be. I'd rather sober up at home and do my recovery at home than a sober living. I already went through all that when I was 18. So now I'm going to go to the bottom here. Let no alcoholic say he cannot recover unless he has his family back. This just isn't so. In some cases, the wife mate will never come back for one reason or another. Remind the prospect that his recovery is not dependent upon people, it is dependent upon his relationship with God. We have seen men get well whose families have not returned at all. We have seen others slip when the family came back too soon. Sometimes the alcoholic needs to be removed from the house for a little bit. And I'm not talking about a 20-day treatment. I'm talking 3 to 6 months, maybe even a year. Sometimes it's that bad. And it's okay. Sometimes these things happen. Right? Now, again, that doesn't make you bad people. It doesn't make it, you know, I'm proud of people that do things like that. That, you know, yeah, life's going to be a little bit harder, but it's going to be worth it. Yeah. Both you and the new man must walk day by day in the path of spiritual progress. If you persist, remarkable things will happen. And they won't happen just for you, they'll happen for everybody. They will, it'll happen for everyone around you. You remember how your drinking affected everyone around you? Well, your spiritual progress will affect everybody around you also. Some people are going to run away because they don't want to be around you when you're like that. And that's okay too. All right. So if you persist, remarkable things will happen. When we look back, we realize that the things which came to us when we put ourselves in God's hands were better than anything we had planned. Follow the dictates of a higher power, and you will presently live in a new and wonderful world, no matter what your present circumstances. Uh, and I've watched. I mean, literally hundreds and thousands of people put their lives back together through this program. And one of the neatest things is to watch somebody come into the program, despairing to ever solve their problems, to suddenly turning around and doing the right about face and facing their problems. The coolest thing is when the eyes light up and the lights come on. That's the coolest thing. Because then you know God's working in their lives. And you get to be a part of it. This is what we call seeing the beauty, seeing the forest for its trees. And you get to see the beauty. Find the beauty in the imperfections. Why sit with long, we're going to go to the end here. Why sit with long faces where there is drinking, sighing about the good old days? If it is a happy occasion, try to increase the pleasure of those there. If it's a business occasion, go and attend to your business enthusiastically. If you are with a person who wants to eat in a bar, by all means go along. Let your friends know they are not to change their habits on your account. At the proper time and place, explain to all your friends why alcohol disagrees with you. If you do this thoroughly, few people will ask you to drink. I hear this. But what if they want me to drink? There's so much pressure. I'm going to tell you something. Nobody, not one person in the entire world ever did this to me. No, I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but the way people talk is like it happens all the time. Then my question this would be my statement. Maybe stop hanging around those people. Those are your old friends and buddies. I know it is. Okay. The only other people that really want you to drink with them are other alcoholics that I know. So stop putting yourself in positions then. But no, not everybody's trying to make you drink and do it. If so, then get the fuck out of there. All right. While you were drinking, you were withdrawing from life little by little. Now you're getting back into the social life of this world. Don't start to drink. Don't start to withdraw again because your friends drink liquor. And this is where it is right here. Your job now is to be at the place where you may be of maximum helpfulness to others. So never hesitate to go anywhere if you can be helpful. You should not hesitate to visit the most sordid spot on earth on such an errand. Keep on the firing line of life with these motives, and God will keep you unharmed. Claire says, damn, you're reading my mail this morning. Awesome. God's working. Then she says, pressure comes from you because the idea of ever drinking again has to be smashed. Yes. What I would say is you still have an alcoholic mind. Yeah, absolutely. All right. That's going to be it for this one. Remember, later we do have our 2:00 special. It's midnight special. All right. That'll be fun. Tyler's a good guy. Not sure what his topic's going to be. Make sure you visit trudgingtogether.org. All right, there's a lot of new things on there. You can book an appointment. You can join our relapse prevention, Beyond Relapse Prevention, which will be November 13th. If you want to book a 15-minute call with me or an appointment, there's the 4 A's of recovery on there, which is a free workbook. There's podcasting. There's the Daily Trudge. All sorts of things to keep you entertained in your recovery world. All right. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I appreciate it. Hi, Michelle. I appreciate it. I love you. You know I do. Peace out.